welcome to Mountain West Media Days, Keenan. Welcome to the Mountain West, this being the first official kind of event with the Bison here. So starting off, going back in time a little bit to February, to when North Dakota State's move to the Mountain West was officially announced. Wondering what that day was like. What was the reaction like from the team, and how much of a heads up did you guys have, or that you weren't really going to be preparing for the usual schedule of the Missouri Valley?
Yeah, I just remember being in my room actually watching just football with my roommate, and I just kind of on Twitter getting some chatter. I was like, it's like April Fool's every time everybody says something like we're going to the FBS, and so I was like, there's no way. And I checked my phone, and it was like there's team meeting Monday. I was like, I wonder what that's about. And then finally got to the team meeting, they told us, and it was just surreal. Like it's finally happened, so it's just. Feels good, it feels good to be part of some change, and I think the organization, the community, and just Fargo as a whole is ready for the next step forward. So,
absolutely. So the first murmurs you actually heard about that were from Twitter?
Yeah, from Twitter. I don't know what it was, but I was just going past. Me and my roommate saw the same thing, and I was like, "Is this true?" And next thing you know, there's a team meeting scheduled Monday, so so it was good.
That's hilarious. All right, so you really broke out in 2025, earning first team all-conference honors after tallying 8 tackles for loss and 4 sacks. Was there anyone in particular, either a coach or an older player, that you feel helped you make this jump as a player?
Yeah, I'd honestly give it to Coach Morgan. He just really believed in me from the get-go. When we got here, Coach Gazer, my old coach, left, and coming in with a new coach, I didn't know how Coach Morgan and I were going to really work out. But I thank him every time because he really just truly lets me play the game that I love, and he just lets me do what I got to do, and he just lets me make plays. And another player, I just say Eli Mostart. He's been that older guy for me when I was a freshman, started playing, and he just kind of took me along the ropes, just showed me what to do, and just kind of made me the player who I am today. So.
And then I did want to ask about Coach Polasek.
Yeah.
He's no stranger to the Mountain West with his time at Wyoming, but what is he like in the day-to-day as a coach? Like, is he more easygoing? Is he more of a drill sergeant?
Coach P is very, very unique. I don't think he will change his energy for anybody. He will be 100 miles an hour, no matter if it's 6 a.m. or midnight. Like that guy's on full go. But he loves his program. He's a player-led guy. He'll do anything for the program, and I think that's the type of guy you need as a head role. So. Yes,
and then last question. I imagine the atmosphere in the Fargo Dome for the season opener is going to be just insane. With how long fans have been waiting for an FBS home game, what are your expectations for the crowd against Jacksonville?
I think the crowd is going to be unreal. I think that Bison Nation is going to show out even bigger. Being an FCS, we just take opponents out 40-0. But these are going to be some close-knit games. So I think when the fans are there and they realize that this is some good football, which it always is, they're going to turn it up, especially on defense. And so it's going to be a really great environment on Saturday in Fargo. So. Yes,
that's all I got.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Yep, yes, sir. Thank you.
Really appreciate you, boss. So first question. You and Taylor and Edie are coming off of excellent seasons and make up one of the best safety duos in the conference. On the flip side, the cornerback room is going to look much different with no returning starters at that spot. From what you've seen so far in spring camp, who can Bison fans expect to step up on the boundaries?
I think just the first person that comes to mind is Marion Moore. I feel like he's done a really good job stepping up into his role and, just kind of understanding the youth in the corner room and understanding that it's going to take someone to step up to really be that guy for us and just kind of leaning on his teammates and just leaning into each other. I feel like he's gained a lot more confidence going into fall camp. Another two, I think, over the 2 transfers we came in, EJ and DJ. I think that they will be some huge pieces for us, and I think they'll help contribute in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, DJ Bolt's definitely one of the best names in the conference.
Yep,
for sure. So next question. Obviously, there's a jump in competition going from the SCS to the FBS, but this is North Dakota State we're talking about. You're entering the Mountain West as one of the favorites in your inaugural season here. How high are the expectations for this team, and do you think this squad is capable of winning the conference and potentially making a run straight to the college football playoff?
Yes, absolutely. At North Dakota State, the standard is championships, and even if it's a new conference, we're still going to attack it every single day, and the standard is the standard. We want to be the best of the best. We want to play the best of the best, and we want to be on the highest stage possible. And just moving up to the Mountain West, I feel like that's helped elevate us a lot, and now we have the real task at hand, and we just can't wait to get started.
I did want to ask you about Coach Polasek. He's no stranger to the Mountain West with his time at Wyoming, but what is he like on a day-to-day basis? Is he more of a drill sergeant? Is he more easygoing?
No, he's just a player's coach. I would say he really is vulnerable with the players, and I just feel like that helps us just gain confidence in ourselves. He's gonna tell you straight how it is. He's gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And I just feel like that also helps us shape into a better man, just on and off the field. I feel like he always has our backs. I wouldn't want to play for anyone else in the world, and I just feel like he does a really good job with just reciprocating his message, and he'll set the tone for us for every week. And we got his back, he has our backs, and it just makes it that much better to go to war for him every day with him.
All right, and then last question. Over the last 15 years, you guys have a combined record of 199 and 22, which is just kind of a ridiculous mark, especially compared to some of the other programs that are joining the Mountain West. If fast forwarding 15 years from now, what do you want North Dakota State's legacy to be in this new era that they're entering?
I mean, I wouldn't want anything to change. Bison pride is just something that came before us, and it's been around as long as I can remember. The guys that came before us, just from the D2 to D1 jump, I feel like they set the standard, and I feel like now it's our turn to set the new standard for Mountain West ball. We're not FCS anymore, and I just feel like just telling that message and reciprocating it to the young guys and just having everyone buy in, I feel like that's going to help push us forward. I don't see anything changing just because that's who we are, and we're just going to attack every day with our best abilities.
That's all I got. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you as well.
Welcome officially to the Mountain West, this being your first official event with the conference. So first up, this question could apply to any of you guys that ended up coming here for this event, but for you specifically, you probably could have transferred to any school in the country and made a very solid chunk of change. What made it easy for you to return to the Bison despite that? And did you have to deal with any kind of backdoor tampering nonsense?
Yeah, I would say the biggest things that kept bringing me back to North Dakota State was the brotherhood, the tradition, and the fact that I could do what I want to do professionally with this without having to leave North Dakota State. So the brotherhood is first point was brotherhood. So I said brotherhood meaning like the guys that came before me, the guys that are coming after me, and the guys that I have on the team right now are like I don't want to go anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that there's many places in the nation, point blank period, that have what we have in North Dakota with people that have graduated, they'll come back and help you out, or guys that are on the team, like how close I am with the guys on the team, like the three guys I came here with, like all super close with, like would do this a million times over with them again and never get sick of the conversations we had, And then like the last point was more just like you look at the pedigree of the guys who sent into the league with Gray and even Cody and Dylan Radens, if you go back, Billy Turner all the way, if you go back, like we have this catalog of guys who have gone into the league from NDSU and made waves. So there's no reason for me to go somewhere else because people will tell you, well, you need to go somewhere else to get the pro looks that you want to get. I don't really particularly think that's true for North Dakota State. So, and then the backdoor stuff, I mean, I think that's just college football now. Like, there's definitely people that are going to reach out to people that you're close to, high school coaches, all that stuff. So I'd be surprised if there's anybody here that plays football that didn't have that happen to them over the course of the season last year.
Gotcha. All right. So one player that's getting a lot of excitement entering the season is running back DJ Scott. Kennesaw State transferred back to Barika Kapinu last year and showed some real flashes when he had the ball. How has he looked during spring ball, and how much production can we expect from him as he enters the starting role?
I think DJ took a really big leap this spring ball. You were saying that he was a really productive back last year when he would get in, but he wasn't, our number one guy yet. I think this year, this spring ball, he established himself as a guy that, okay, when it comes down to it, we got to get a first down. We can hand the ball off to him 3 times and get a first down. Like, he's really elevated his ability to just plant his foot and get downhill, but also make the right cut, see the right hole, go through all his progressions, and then even adding himself in as a route runner and then as a pass protector. I think he's really just overall, he took everything that he was doing already pretty good last year and took a very big step forward.
All right, and then one more question. I know that you and Super Bowl champion Grace Abel are close. What kind of advice has he been able to give you about staying the course and ultimately making it to the NFL?
Yeah, I think staying the course is something that Gray just exemplified with his entire career. He got here 230 pounds, put on some weight, played a little bit during the COVID year, his true freshman year, and then broke his leg. And he came back and he was kind of broke after breaking his leg. They're kind of in the next season. He hadn't really played football in a while. This, that, third. And he comes around. He plays in his fourth year. He plays the entire year. Started at guard, played a little bit of tackle, and then he really just settled down. He had those offers at the end of this year to go leave as well, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to stay here. I'm going to do what I want to do, and how I want to do it, and stay the course with the people that believe in me first. And I think that's really, really special, and I think that's something that I learned from, and I think everybody can learn from, and I hope to exemplify as well. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that. Grace definitely put that part played a big part in my career for sure.
That's all I got.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, of course.
Great to meet you. Good
Yeah,
luck.
good to meet you too.
All right. So, first question: you've waited your turn behind NFL draft picks Cam Miller and Cole Payton. It looked great during your playing time in 2025. For Mountain West fans that didn't get the chance to watch you over the last few years, what kind of play style should they expect, and what quarterback would you say you try to model your game after?
I try to be a mix of both those guys. Obviously, there's things that made Cam who he was, and there's things that made Cole who he was. Cam was more of a pocket guy. He could extend plays. Cole was super athletic. He had a good arm. He showed what he could do passing, but he was also a huge threat to run the ball. And I feel like I'm a little bit of both of that. And I can run the ball. I'm faster than people might think. But I'm a passer, and I can throw the ball down the field. So I want to put my team in the best position as I can, and whatever it takes. If it has to be running the ball, if it has to be extending the play, scrambling, or throwing the ball downfield, checking the ball down, whatever I need to do.
Sure. So with Bryce Lance off to the NFL, there's a lot of production and for the returning pass catchers to replace. Reese Cassell and Jackson Williams had breakout years in 2025, but who else are you expecting to throw the ball to consistently?
Yeah, I came in with Mekhi Collins and Johnny Gores, and John's such a smart player. He gets into he's undersized, but he gets into he knows where to be and when to be. So he's an exciting guy. He's one that people will have to watch for. And then Mekhi Collins, who's a big target. He's had a lot of big catches throughout his career. Maybe not as consistent as he would have liked just with playing time behind Bryce and Chris Harris. But he's a guy that can go up and get the ball. He's faster than people might think. He's a big, strong kid. So Mekhi's one of my best buddies, and I'm excited to see him have a breakout season.
All right, and last question. This is going to be the first time since 1946 that you and South Dakota State won't play for the Dakota marker.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a lot of benefits to the Bison making the jump to the Mountain West, but does it still feel odd not having your arch rivals on the schedule?
Yeah, it does. That's a game that we look forward to every year, just because of the feeling you get when you beat them. It's like no other. It's like a championship game every time we play them. Obviously, the past few years, there's been a lot of 1 versus 2 matchups in that game. So every time we play them, it's a championship game. It's one of the hardest weeks of the year. It feels great holding that rock, as heavy as it may be. It is just a giant rock, so it is heavy. But it's going to be a little different without them on the schedule, without the familiar faces. But it's going to be fun preparing for new teams and traveling to new spots.
That's all I got.
Okay, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
as well. Good luck this season.
Thank you.